Hi, I'm Alex Archbold, and I've been buying and selling antiques since I was 9 years old. From basements to scrapyards, I'll look just about anywhere I can to find lost antiques and collectibles. And sometimes I'll go big and buy everything. With my wife and kids, we run an antique shop in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada, filled with some of the most unique items we can find. I never know what's going to happen or who I'm going to meet. This is our life, this is our adventure, and this is Curiosity Inc.
I'm home, honey.
Hi everyone, well today is going to be a bit of a busy day around the shop. I have a fellow coming by to look at an old motorcycle and an NSU, which if you're not familiar with NSU, they later became part of the Audi rings. Not around anymore, but a cool bike. We've got a picnic table getting dropped off. I've got some stock coming and going. Well, heck, there's a lot going on today. I figured, why not turn the old cameras on and show you what's happening around the store. So follow along in today's adventure while we hopefully sell a motorcycle, get a picnic table, and who knows what else. Let's see what happens. We've got a special guest, Dave, the fifth member of Nirvana? No, can it be? You got the rock and roll hairdo though.
Yeah, that's about it today.
Our sign painter friend Dave, who did our wonderful murals on the side, not only does sign painting, he also collects sports cards. So he's kind of going through some of the cards I got in. And I've got a broken, sort of damaged sign, but a rare one that I'm going to grab and show you that I'm hoping you can work some magic with. I'll go grab it. I have had it hidden back here because it's kind of an ugly sign. It's a rare sign. It's North Star, which this sign dates to the probably 1930s or so. You can tell from the green star, but it's porcelain enamel. Somebody has cut some holes in it because they use these for covers for, you know, wells or whatever. If they needed a piece of round steel, they would just cut it, notch it, use it for other things. Dave's going to take it back and see if he can kind of repair these missing pieces and touch up the paint to make it a complete sign again. Surprisingly, so in that shape, that sign is worth maybe $400 Canadian. If that sign was mint, that's about a $5,000 sign. So even with some restoration, it'll help its value a bit. It's not going to be worth anywhere close to a mint original, but at least it'll look nice. There it is. The world's biggest picnic table, 12 foot long. See if we can get up over the curb. And it's in use. Hey guys.
We were just commenting on that.
Yeah, so what's it like sitting out in the patio?
It's nice. Nice.
And I didn't even refinish the top of this thing yet, but
Oh, we're not gonna wait for that.
yeah, well, it is, you know, it's 12 foot long, you know, fresh coat of finish on there, ought to do it nice, but it is awfully windy out.
Yes.
I also had a couple boxes come in too. One of our customers came in to pick something up, but they brought me in 2 boxes, bought them sight unseen. They said there's all sorts of collectibles in, so we're gonna do a mystery box unboxing in this video too. So yeah, I didn't expect that to happen today, but here we are. I had all sorts of bottles show up, which maybe not a surprise. Where there's bottles, there's Bottle Bob. And Todd the Eagle Man, who I saw at the car show the other day at the AMW. But I was going through some of these bottles and this was in there. It's an unopened, completely full, and actually doesn't even look half bad. Calgary beer. Now that probably has been sealed up for 40, 50 years. A little bit of sediment going on at the bottom there, but overall it's still pretty clear. It's not like wine though. Beer does not get better with age. Trust me, I have sampled vintage beer on a dare and it's disgusting. But this is kind of neat too. It's a 7-Up, the Uncola, and look, they printed their logo upside down because it's kind of like an upside down glass. Dare to be different. And this is something you don't see people doing anymore, refilling their Jiffy markers. So of course, lots of people look, somebody wrote on it with Jiffy marker, but this is a refill bottle for that, probably from the, I would say that's got to be 1950s or so, judging by the way that that's printed. Neat little tin though, but I have a feeling it's still full, so I better be careful, otherwise I'm going to end up with black ink all over my hands. Here is the first mystery box. You can see, look, they even wrote my name on it. It's for Curiosity Inc. I have no idea what we're gonna find in here, so let's crack it open. Well, there's something smiling back at me. She's probably not terribly old. Looks like she maybe dances or something. I'm guessing that's like a push top. Kind of different. Don't know a whole lot about this type of doll. Mattel 1976. Well, I guess that's got a little bit of age to it. We'll set that aside while we go through the rest of the box here. Okay. All sorts of little things wrapped up in here. Pascal Sweets Make Life Sweeter. It's a little tin. And inside the tin, little bits and pieces. It's like little pulleys, little casters. A little aspirin tin. And a fuse box tin. This is a little advertising cup. That's kind of neat. English made. That'd be for advertising your OXO beef cubes. Not that you drink a cup of beef cube. I remember as a kid, I thought it was a wrapped up chocolate in the fridge, and I popped one in my mouth, and it was disgusting. It sucked all the water molecules out of my entire face. I spat that thing out. So do not eat an OXO beef cube on its own. But, oh, advertising pieces are fairly collectible, even if it's a cup. That's still pretty cool. Okay, what else do we have wrapped? I mean, they wrapped everything so carefully. You'd hope that it's really good treasures. Okay. That's a little, like a squeaky toy. There's lots of squeaker. A little bunny rabbit. Right from the 40s. Paper's always kind of fun. Child Life, the children's own magazine, 1938. What were they advertising for kids to buy out of this magazine in 1938? Well, kids were, let's see, canned salmon. What kid doesn't want to buy a magazine and get canned salmon? Look, win prizes. You could win an amazing new prize. You could win some strained foods or some canned salmon. Well, they've upped their game on, well, the Cadillac vacuum cleaner and encyclopedias, crayons. Some of those are okay. Not so sure that kids nowadays would be super happy to win a can of salmon, but things have changed. Yeah, that's what they were advertising. Books and some prizes for canned salmon and apples. It's like the world's worst house trick-or-treating had all those things. Anyway, neat graphics though. Fun looking thing. Somebody would frame that, it would look really good. Now this is kind of neat. This is a really old, made in Milan, Italian made. It's a bicycle pump made for the Canadian Tire Corporation. This probably dates to the 1930s or so. It's got some real age to it, but that's a cool piece. This would sit in inside your frame. You'd mount it inside the frame of your bike, so if you got a flat, you just pump it right up. Now, still actually the bellows seem like they're all right. It's pumping a little bit of air. Probably need to put a new hose on the end, but it is intact. I'm just gonna move some of these things out of the way. There's a bunch of magazines or books in here. Let's see, what are they? Indians of Canada. Of course, we'd say Indigenous Peoples of Canada. Oh, these are Red Rose tea. These are tea trading cards. So if you buy a box of tea when you were a kid, oh, look at them all. There's a big box of them here. If you'd buy tea, and in some cases you'd buy cigarettes, you'd get a little trading card with it too. So there's birds, sometimes there's ships. These are fairly collectible, and I have just an absolute pile of these things. I'm gonna set these up and have a closer look. Well, whoever it was absolutely serious about this. Those are their traders. Those are their sets. So they must have been at their mom to buy tea every time they went to the grocery store. I guess when your options are canned salmon or tea, this is probably more exciting. These are collectible, but they're not as collectible as if you have the sports cards, of course. Now, if these were all tobacco cards and they were baseball, turn of the century, or hockey, then you could be talking even hundreds of $1,000s per card. These, they're neat, but they're Not that valuable, sadly. Didn't win the lottery today, but there is a lot of these collector books, and it seems like they were saving everything. That one's a little bit more fun. Transportation Through the Ages. You can see what brand it was. Brook Bond Tea. Probably some people watching at home remember these. So you'd fill it in, they'd glued them in here to fill up their books. So it's nice to see that the books are pretty well complete. And yeah, I've just got piles and piles of them at the bottom here, so that's kind of cool. This is kind of a peculiar little box. It's an old headlight box, I believe, that's been tied up ever so nicely with string. I wonder what they kept inside of it. They felt they had to wrap up and tie so nicely. Let's open it up. Okay, open up the case, and it seems like it has, these are ceramic, and it's got a little handle here. The box was marked knob and spool, so I'll assume it has something to do with either thread coming up through the middle, and then, you know, exiting out through these little notches here. But I am not an expert on sewing or on needlepoint or whatever these might have been used for. Maybe somebody watching at home has an idea. They are sort of like ceramic or porcelain, and yeah, quite a few of them in here. Let's go. See what's behind door number 2. Oh, I recognize him. It's a Pillsbury Doughboy. And it looks like he is not alone. He's got his best gal with him too. So a matching little set. Pillsbury Doughboy and I think Dough Girl. And that's really neat. Oh, there it says right on the back there. Pillsbury Company 1977. Those are fun. Those are fun little items. Got some books. So that's from the coronation of King George and Queen Elizabeth. Should be dated right around 1937 or so. Looks like somebody was a royal fan. Boy, he sure looks like his kid. Coronation of King George. There we go. And some other royal paraphernalia in here. His Majesty King George. Be heavy walking around with all that brass attached to your outfit. And do we have some comics or some kids books? Golden magazines and Picture Tour Jack and Jill 1962. Well, at least they're fairly early. That's pretty cool. No Spider-Man #1 in there though. Okay, here is box number 2. I see another doll already. A couple dolls. Which I don't normally deal in. That one's, whoa, she's got like a flat face. That is, you know, you looking at me? That's right, you looking at me? That's probably more vintage than the other one. The other one was from the 80s. This is probably from the 50s or 60s. Is this one attached? Yeah, she's got like her own, a doll that comes with her own doll with matching little outfits. Well, okay. There's that. And let's see what else is going on in here. Some matchbooks, caps, OXO cubes. I guess I should keep the OXO cube with the little cup over there. It looks like a tiny little lighter, like a bullet style lighter. It is not a lighter. In fact, it is a little brass cleaning brush, portable. It's pretty nifty. Just folds right back up in there. See, we have a little Lone Ranger set in here. That's pretty cool. And his faithful horse.
If it's set, it's a set. That means that's not.
The dolls in this case are a little bit older. They've got these nice sort of Victorian looking outfits, which are in really good condition overall. It's a nice little collection of those. You know, it's a neat variety of stuff. You know, not too much in the way of jewelry. There was a little bit of costume jewelry, older. And sometimes you can have a good piece mixed in there. Especially if it's Sherman or, you know, some other good make. I thought this was neat though. This is somebody's class ring from Billings, Montana, 1979. So if you, or maybe it's a hockey championship ring. It has a little hockey player on it, so maybe that's a little championship ring, but it does say Billings, Montana on it. Billings, Montana High. There we go. So if you went to high school in Billings, Montana in 1979 and you didn't get a class ring, well, this is your chance. You can get one from me. It looks like maybe he gave it to his girlfriend or spouse or who knows, because they cut it and then shorten it down to fit on a much smaller finger. But isn't that ever cool? This toy is marked Mattel, although I don't remember seeing this line, especially with the glowing sort of bejeweled eyeballs. He's got a good head of hair on him. Kind of like a little explorer, but you take the hat off and you can see, oh, he's getting a little thin on the top. That's why he's wearing his hat. So it looks like he's got a good head of hair until you take the hat off and he's balding. But yeah, kind of a cool piece. He's got all his little accessories and stuff here. He's catching bugs and so going on a exploration with his binoculars. Ooh. Okay, I've learned something. This is a 1967 Mrs. Beasley doll from the show Family Affair. Now, she's supposed to be a talking doll, like a Chatty Cathy. It's got a pull string on it, but the problem is when you pull it, nothing happens. It doesn't do anything at all. In fact, it just feels like I'm trying to start a lawnmower that looks like a little granny. But that said, even in that condition with her little glasses, and I guess that's a little miniature Mrs. Beasley doll there, it's probably like a $60 to $65 set of dolls, so that's not such a bad find to have out of a box like that. Sometimes it's fun just to go through and see what it was wrapped in. These are bargain finders, which were sort of like, you know, Craigslist of the day before that was around. 1991, I remember buying stuff at this time. And you look at the prices, okay, what do we have here? 76 Grand Prix restoration project, they wanted $3,500 for. You go over to the collector cars, 56 Buick Special Edition, 2-door post, body in really good shape, $1,500. I'd love to have that. Or the 68 Firebird, new rims and rubber, dual exhaust, $13,000. Some of these have gone way up in value. Some have gone down. A 1970 Matra, that's a odd French car, $6,000. 65 Volkswagen Beetle in good running order, no rust, $1,700. Well, that, you know, add an extra zero practically onto that now. You know, a 65 Beetle is probably more like around a $9,000 or $10,000 car, but look, $1,700. It just goes to show the price of old cars has really been a good investment for some. Kind of makes me wish I had a time machine and go back and buy some of that stuff. Well, there was a few neat treasures inside of that box. Well, actually the two boxes, so pretty cool finds. But I have a customer coming by to look at that motorcycle. Now, he's told me if I can get it to start, he'll buy it off me. So let's go get it running and see if maybe he's a man who's all talk, or is he gonna actually pull out the wallet and buy the bike? This 1953 NSU Max is kind of a neat bike. To start it, let's see, we'll go through the procedure here. First, you turn the gas to on. You tickle the carb. That means you gotta push a little button in until gas starts to come up through the top. That means you've got enough gas in there to start it. There, see, like that. And you push the key, and this funny looking thing is the key. You push it on, so your little light comes on there. And any luck, she should go. Motorcycle has sold. He picked it up yet, but he put a down payment on it. That's a good sign. One less thing to worry about. The box I've mostly sorted through. There's a bunch of stuff in there that's probably just going to go to auction, and then some other things off to charity, but there were some good finds. Ended up finding this cool 1940s Bugs Bunny picture, and it actually has luminescent bits on it, which are probably toxic. It's the same stuff they would have put on watches at that time. That luminescent material is kind of radioactive a little bit, but still kind of a cool thing, and someone would like that who collects 1940s or 50s Bugs Bunny collectibles. So all in all, a pretty good day. Picnic table is in place and being used, even though I haven't sanded it or refinished it yet. People are loving it, so that was a good idea. The motorcycle's gone, everything's put away. Busy day at the shop, but glad we got through it all. So thanks for watching today's episode, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and we'll see you all soon. Bye for now.